The devil is in the details. Your God is in the details. Truth is in the details. Okay, that was a little mix-up. That's weird. So this will be a short one. I kind of rehashed this on my previous video after the intro. My son is taking a nap, so this probably isn't going to take very long, and it may be cut short if he starts waking up. So here we go. Before I start, I just want to tell people that my video about geoengineering, 5G, and COVID-19 and more got removed from YouTube, and it was an hour, 27 minutes, and 55 seconds long. That was on my backup channel. If I switch it to my main channel, oh shit, let me redo this so you guys can actually see. On the screen. Anyways, I'll show, I'll go backwards. I'm going to show the video live. It's not even in, there, it used to be, I think, right after this one. It was called On Topic, Geoengineering, 5G, COVID-19, and more. And it's not there. If I switch it to my backup channel, because I upload everything I live stream to my backup channel, once I go to it, you can see that I uploaded it on April 3rd, 2020, where it was published. On Topic, Geoengineering, 5G, COVID-19, and more. I can't even get to more details, but if you want to go ahead and see this video, which was removed from YouTube for terms and conditions or whatever, just go to my LBRY channel where it's published, an hour, 27 minutes, 54 seconds here on Topic, Geoengineering, 5G, COVID-19, and more. I guess there's a lot more truth in it than I realized, and they didn't like it, so they didn't want people to see it. But anyways, it's there. You can find it. It may even be around on Twitch if you want to watch it there. If it is there, I didn't check. Okay, so what I wanted to go over was just a celebrities, public figures that have coronavirus or COVID-19. It all started when I saw this, and this has been updated. Actually, what it was this was on YouTube. It was actually one of those links, search, you don't even search for it, it just pops up as, hey, watch this. So I watched it and I was like, okay, that's a lot of celebrities and public figures. Let's see who dies, who doesn't, and the ones who die, what their age was, and all that jazz. That video is unavailable on YouTube, but I saw that they had Good Morning America on it, and therefore I went to Good Morning America and they had it, and they keep updating it. They don't tell you, they keep updating it. And from the last time I did a video, that might have been 2 days ago, it was like almost I think it was like 5 minutes 50 seconds. Now it's 6 minutes 24 seconds, so they keep editing it and adding on stuff. Part of it is also, I did a spreadsheet on it, because they don't give you the any data you can actually look up, so you just have to do your own. So this is a compilation of ones from the Good Morning America, and this one is from Click on Detroit. And this one is from New York Post, Forbes, for J.K. Rowling, the Asian Post. I'm pretty sure I could find a lot more if I really looked, but I'm not going to look too hard. Okay, so what I'm going to start off doing is I'm going to play this video. I'm going to mute it, of course. And what I want you to focus on is the celebrities who say that they have been tested for COVID-19 coronavirus, and just they'll say, I can't, two things they're going to mention. One, that they had it either that previous couple days, the day before, or even that morning. And then they're going to say they're feeling fine. Things are good. They're okay. So you're going to just hear a lot of that. And then also, if you think that this pandemic is so horrible, when they're saying that they're okay or that they're tested positive, do they look sick to you? Anyways, let's go ahead and play it back. And again, I don't want a copyright strike, any excuse for it, even though this shouldn't be copyright strike. Until a video where they are saying that they have been tested positive for it. I'm gonna let the audio back on. So recently John Pine passed away, so they edited that and put that in the beginning of this video. And then they'll go to the list in a bit. Now, another thing is that the ones who have passed away from COVID-19, they don't list if they have pre-existing conditions. Some articles do state that, but most of the time it's because of doctor-patient confidentiality and HIPAA laws and stuff. And they're usually not going to mention all that.
My own room. The only person that comes in is George.
She actually looked, she was hospitalized at least. A lot of these are tweets.
So you know, I'm fully recovered. Just so you know.
Just so you know, Sarah Burrell is fully recovered. Didn't seem to affect her too much.
And I find myself on the other side of the illness, but still in no less a state of social distance and general isolation.
I've taken a test that has come out positive.
So Charles, Prince Charles or whatever, seems all right. Boris Johnson just looks his disheveled self, but no different than any other day you would see them. Athletes.
The last couple of days, which I've recovered from.
You'd think that they'd still be a little bit out of it.
This morning, I got some test results back for coronavirus, and it came back positive. Yeah, and it sucks.
And he doesn't seem like he's doing so poorly. Anyways, you can pretty much see the whole video on goodmorningamerica.com. They'll probably update it with more people who have it and more people who probably end up probably having died from it. So watching this video was what prompted me to take statistics on just the celebrities, public figures, so it's just a demographic of those.
I tested positive for COVID-19.
And he doesn't even look that bad for being tested positive for coronavirus, COVID-19, the day after, I guess you could say. Just waiting to see if there's more. And again, if you also look into the details, if you actually read articles and stuff like that, they'll tell you a lot that, initially you're going to probably judge a book by the cover and not look into details. Look into the details and you'll find some interesting things. You're going to see.
Got my test results back today, and they are positive.
And you could see he was kind of looking to his upper left while he was saying that. And
virus yesterday, and it came back positive. Update everybody. I'm good. I've been recovered for over 7 days.
They're good. They recovered. Doesn't even look like they had any issues. This whole shutdown, the entire world's economy, except for the big corporations.
Coronavirus.
Things are going well. Just taking the proper precautions.
Keep washing your hands frequently.
These guys look like they have something horrible that they're afraid to die from. That the world has to stop because they fear other people will get it. They seem fine. And then we'll talk a lot of different things just logically, which I pretty much went over before too. You would think in a pandemic where they are shutting down everything, getting that whole social distancing thing, and having an idea of martial law set, more people would die. It'd be like a 90% death ratio. But you're not going to see any of these actors and actresses that are probably younger than 52 pass away from COVID-19. And so anyways, this is just those who passed away. They're not going to have videos that they had it or anything, so I'm going to stop it there. You can go and watch the rest. So I compiled the list that I did update with John Prine. So basically who they were, and if another person that they mentioned got sick, whether it's family member or friend or relative, whatever. And I do notice in certain articles that they'll say, my husband that got infected with COVID-19 passed away. I think that was the John Prine article. All right. Let me see if I could find it. John Prine. I think I did find it. All right, here. RollingStone.com. Another mainstream media article. Prine, who left behind an extraordinary body of folk country classics, was hospitalized last month after the sudden onset of COVID-19 symptoms. I was placed in intensive care for 13 days. Prine's wife and manager, Fiona, that she had tested positive for the virus after they returned from a European tour. We don't know what her state is. But let's see. I think that might have been an editing mistake. I think that they meant he had tested positive for the virus after they returned. Who knows? But anyways, if you look in details to see if Fiona has it or not, how she's doing is kind of just focused on the husband. Anyways, I thought that was a he had, not she had. So it doesn't make sense that they would just kind of suddenly shift focus on her, that he had it. Well, people want to know when he had it, Anyways, so I did compilation, total of currently 75 celebrities, famous people, public figures, athletes. 52 survived, 22 died. Now we're missing one. That one is Isaac Robinson, and if you look into details here, it says click on Detroit, Michigan State Representative Isaac Robinson dies. Family suspects COVID-19. And you look into the details again. The Associated Press reports his mother, former Representative Rosemary C. Robinson, said her son died hours after being transported to the hospital for breathing problems, and the family suspected he suffered from COVID-19, but he had not been tested for the virus that causes the disease. Cause of death was not immediately released, but of course they're going to go ahead and print out that, hey, suspects COVID-19. I mean, they can suspect so many other things. I mean, if you look at him, he doesn't look like he's in tip-top shape. He could have had any other problems. and he would have been, if it was confirmed that he did die of COVID-19 or whatever, then he would have been the youngest at age 45 to die from it. Otherwise, the youngest who had died from the COVID-19 was age 52, and age 52 is Adam Schlesinger, and the oldest is 91. Let's see, Lee Fierro doesn't state they have any pre-existing conditions, although on some articles they did state that these three, Manu Dibango, Terrence McNally, Ken Shimura, had pre-existing conditions, so who knows if they're going to die anyway. So the average death appears to be 72 years of age for if you get COVID-19. As far as demographic of celebrities, public figures, and athletes, professional athletes. And you would think that, and again, these people are millionaires. They have way more money than probably you and me, especially anyone watching me. I mean, death percent is 30% of those, following this age range, average range 72. Instead of saying, hey, look, it looks like everyone else that's not around this, that's younger than 52 is going to be fine. Why don't we just have people who are that age kind of be retired and stay home and until this thing blows over, and they'll be fine. But instead they're going into hospitals for whatever sicknesses there are, and you can't see them while they're in the hospital because fear of that you or someone else or them will get COVID-19, or they suspect them of having COVID-19. So yeah, you can't see them. They pass away. It's like, what? And I think most people would be okay with contracting COVID-19 just to be there when their loved one passes away, but they don't give you that choice. So probably I wouldn't suggest taking anyone you love to the hospital, if you know, especially if you know that they're going to pass away, because they're not going to do much. Have someone come to your home and have them take care of them at your home until they pass away. So that's it. I mean, the death percentage is a lot higher from these celebrities who have their first choice of medical facilities because of the amount of money they make. But it's a lot higher than the average of just ordinary folks. And whatever that they're saying, what's interesting is just a lot of entertainment and theater going on. There's a group of nurses from, I guess, Missouri, Philly, a lot of, I guess, from around the world, it looks like. They're practicing their dance moves. I guess they have a lot of time in between breaks to coordinate and film themselves dancing when there's a pandemic going on, where I guess they say millions of people are infected, thousands are dying. And what do? They, instead of getting proper rest and breaks or going home, they'll put on a dance routine. So there's that for you. Look into the details there. They'll dance. I mean, I guess they're tired and all that jazz, and they do this in their downtime. If you would think, well, why is there downtime? I thought the hospital beds were full. You would think, every time you watch like ER or something like that, it's so busy that they're just kind of sleeping in their in wherever place that they could find a bed to sleep in, or a chair, in a closet somewhere, or in their office. They don't even go home, because they know they're going to be on shift again. Yeah, that's just normal everyday emergency room and fiction stuff, right? And then now we've got real life, non-ER, where there's this global pandemic where, all you hear is just news, COVID-19, news, COVID-19. Like, I just get rid of just the search. Just let's go to a normal search, right? News.google.com. What do we find? Coronavirus, COVID-19, coronavirus. Pretty much it. So yeah, there you go. Just got a whole bunch of people. Nurses so busy, apparently they still have time to coordinate dances. And these routines aren't easy to learn. I mean, you got like professional dance troops and stuff like that where they'll take months to figure all those routines out. These guys can do it. I guess they just did it in a day. Hey, we'll figure it out. We'll do it in one day, one shot, one take. And outside where, they got this big old shelter in place, I guess that they would put beds, or there should be like lines of people out there trying to get in, get tested by the nurses to see if they can be admitted into the hospital to get treated by COVID-19. Instead, it's kind of pretty empty. Just look into details, ask questions, and you'll find it interesting. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share with people. A lot of things are they're blowing this kind of up out of proportion, and it's gonna bite them in the ass. They got a lot of low-level minions trying to go out to every little nook and cranny, talking against the official narrative and establishment, and they're not going to be able to stop anybody from telling these two just people. And eventually, I would say a war is coming, and that's probably going to be my next video. This war that's coming, and probably a little previews. This war, unfortunately, we're going to have to probably have to fight ones that we care about and love and want to protect, but they're the ones who are brainwashed and want to fight us, until we eventually get to the ones behind everything and put them out of power. And that's going to be the okay part. But the ones who we really want to put out of power and just stop and get out of our, society or lives, whatever you want to call it, they'll kill people. They'll let however many people come at the people who want to stop them. And just like the military, what do they call these people who they're not really targeting, but they don't care to die? They call them collateral damage. And those collateral damage are actual people who are family members, friends, relatives, right? They don't care. They'll call it something because they don't really care. It's just like what's his name? George Carlin, right? It's a big club and you ain't in it. Simple as that. And a lot of people who want to join that club want to do their bidding for material gain, sellouts and all those. That's the usual. Unfortunately, they're gonna be involved, and they don't care, and we care, unfortunately, and so that's gonna pose a problem. But we'll figure that out. And then there's gonna be people that that unfortunately aren't for that, but they're also brainwashed. But what you need to do is try not to do any harm to them. Just trying to bypass them as much as you can, and just get to the real people behind the problem, and the puppets who are exert what they think is control and power, but they're not really behind it at all. But again, they're also the sellout crowd, whatever you want to call it. The higher level, it's not like they're tough to beat out. They're all just kind of. It's funny because most of them are old. And most of them wouldn't want to be involved in a conflict with you at all anyways, because they're afraid of losing what material things that they have. And so it's an easy war to win. It's an easy war to win. Anyways, that's going to be on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you later.